Cinema. Welcome back to War with Cinema. I'm your host, Greg, your local metalhead, and with me is...
Bar the Collector. What's up, everybody?
And I gave you Jacob Slatter.
You did, with Tim Robbins.
Yeah. Director...
I feel like this movie came out in like 94.
1990.
Really, that long?
Adrian Lynn was the director, and the writer was Bruce Joel Rubin. This is his, like, little baby project. Like, he took a lot of pride in this project. He waited for the right director because there was a lot of, like, low budget.
Oh, this was Tim Robbins' baby?
No, the writer.
Oh, the writer.
Yeah, he had a dream, a vision or whatever, and he wrote this movie specifically for, like, because of that.
Well, it's greatly written, and it's well made.
Mm-hmm.
And Tim Robbins definitely brings it in this shit.
I was going to say, like, how great is he?
I don't know if he won anything for this movie, but I feel like he was at least nominated for it. Because, like, this guy is fucking acting his ass off in this movie.
This one barely broke even at the box office.
That's crazy. I've heard of it before. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I've always heard of it. It's kind of like a cult classic, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely gets you in your feels. And if you're a conspiracy guy, it doesn't help at all.
This is my third time watching it. So I kind of want to let you talk about the movie and then me kind of jump in and get
okay. I love when we do that because that's hot. Because you know me, bro. Like as I'm watching this, I'm like, so many layers to this shit, dude. Like I don't even know if I'm getting this.
It's a shirt. So many layers.
Dude, for real though, right?
So many layers.
This movie, dude, so many layers.
But yeah, because I have a lot of thoughts on this movie. I've seen it a few times, but I love like hearing you talk about it and hear what you got from the movie. So
the movie starts off. It's in Vietnam,
mm-hmm.
and it's
1971.
1971, and a bunch of U.S. soldiers are hanging out. I guess they're either waiting on combat orders or they're resting or eating or whatever.
Yeah,
and it shows. I actually did not realize how many like bigger people were in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I say bigger, but there's a couple. The guy from Coming to America, the Soul Glow guy, he was in it, and Ving Rhames he has a cameo in it, and the guy that played Sally Mustang from Sopranos was on it, and the guy from The Professional, Danny Aiello, is in this one.
Yes,
plays the chiropractor / like angel, I'm guessing.
Jumping forward a bit, but
yeah, sorry, but he's great in everything. I just realized that, like, he makes Hudson Hawk a good movie, dude. Like, he really does. Somebody trashed Hudson Hawk the other day, and, like, I saw it on TikTok. They trashed it, and then, like, in the comments, I was, like, so happy because people were like, man, fuck you, bro. I love Hudson Hawk. Like, I was like, yeah.
It's a very, like, whenever I watch it, I'm like, this is a very nostalgia film. Like, if you saw it when you were younger, you would fucking love this movie.
It is not a kid's movie, though. Like,
No. But I mean, neither is Guyver, but I watch that.
Yeah, that's... I still can't believe that shit got 1.1 views. Like, what the fuck?
Right? It's just climbing up there. People love them some Guyver.
We got a great... It was a good episode, I guess. Like, people loved it. But anyways, they're in Vietnam. They're all hanging out. And then Tim Robbins comes back from taking a shit. And they're like, man, it's like the 6th time you shit today. And
this was a fun fact. This was all ad-libbed. This was not, like, scripted. They just went off the cusp.
And then Ving Rhames makes the thing. He's like, you over there jerking your dick, ain't you? He's like, why don't you come jerk my dick? And
come over here and jerk this big black
rooster. Yeah, black rooster, yeah. And the other guy, which he's been in other stuff, but I can't think of his name. He goes, he's asking politely. And then Tim Robbins, just classic cool Tim Robbins, he's like, I don't have a toothpick, man. Or I don't have some tweezers, man. I like Tim Robbins. He's been in a lot of movies over the years. That I
really only know him from Howard the Duck. That's like the biggest thing that I remember him from.
Oh, wow. No, man, he's done Nothing to Lose with Martin Lawrence. That's a good movie.
Oh, right. He did do that one.
Shawshank Redemption, bro.
Yeah, you're right. That's probably one of his best movies next to this one.
Oh, Bull Durham. I could go on forever, dude. I like Tim Robbins as an actor. I really do.
Definitely. Like you said, though, he brings his A game in this one.
Yeah. Like, you almost thought he wrote it. Like, I was literally waiting to see his name in the thing.
Yeah, writing credits.
Yeah, because, I mean, he believed in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
so they're all bullshitting, and then they start getting attacked.
They say there's movement in the tree lines, and then Ving Rhames just starts having like a seizure, and another one starts getting sick. He's like, something's wrong with my head. And he's like
spinning and
spinning. It's a crazy scene. It's a great scene. It's like 2 minutes into the movie. I'm like, holy shit, what are we in for now?
Right.
And people just start getting blown up, and then the helicopter comes down, and they're shooting it, and like thinking to myself, like, man, this is like the worst, like, defense I've ever seen. Like, like if this is your base or camp or whatever, like you're doing a terrible job of keeping it protected. But I was like, all right, whatever, keep it moving. And it cuts back to Tim Robbins waking up.
Well,
Jacob.
Before that, he was out in the jungle, like looking around, and then he gets stabbed in the gut.
It doesn't show you that in the first one.
It doesn't?
I don't think so.
I think it does. It shows him getting stabbed. It doesn't show who stabs him, but it shows him getting stabbed, and then it cuts.
Maybe.
To him waking up on the subway train.
Right.
Which is the worst looking subway train I've ever seen in my life.
First of all, if this is how any subway in America looks, shame on y'all. Like, no wonder people are afraid to ride. I would never get on that shittle. Like, I would walk.
Right.
I'd walk the 20 blocks. It'd be easier. But
there's some significant moments. So I didn't know if you were going to catch or pick up on them or not. There's ads that he's looking at. It says New York. There's a big
hell.
apple there, and then it says hell. It's a very important plot point, so I just wanted to touch on those. But go ahead.
And he goes to the next car, and there's like an old woman. She looks like an old gypsy or something.
Old
like,
Russian lady.
Yeah, and she's just looking at him, like looking through him.
Right.
And he's like, "Do you know if we're at Benson Street? Do we pass Benson Street? I fell asleep." She just keeps staring at him. He's like, oh, "Okay." And he just walks past her, and then there's like a bum laying there, like in all black sleep.
Right.
And it looks like he's making a move or something, like he's grabbing something or whatever. And then he just like gets off the train in a hurry.
You didn't see the thing?
I didn't see what it was.
It was a tail.
It was a
The
tail.
bum had a tail.
Oh.
Like a little, lack of a better term, demonic tail.
Oh, no, I did not notice that.
You didn't notice it?
I guess I just kind of missed it. Like,
Oh, okay. Yeah, the bum had like a demonic tail, and it like curled up. That's why he like jumped off the train. Like, what the fuck is that?
Okay, that makes sense. So he tries to go out of the exit, and it's locked up. Like he got off on the wrong side.
Another little plot point. So he climbs up the stairs. He's ascending to get out, but the gate is locked.
Right.
So
It's
an important plot point. That's why I'm pointing it out.
He's trying to get out of hell, but he can't. Yeah.
So he tries. All the bases are locked. Like he can't get out. So he goes on the fucking tracks because that's what you do, I guess. I mean, he doesn't really have another choice.
And he slips and shit. Okay, I'm sorry. This pissed me off. Like, why is he trying to juke the train out? Like, do you not know how fucking railroad tracks work? Trains go two ways. They're either coming at you or going away from you. And this fucking guy, like, he's like, I've never seen a train before. Which way is it coming? Like, it's clearly coming at you, motherfucker. Get off the tracks.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, you're gonna juke it. Like, you're gonna like.
Dude, he literally pulls the fucking Allen Iverson, like, whoop, whoop. I'm like, bro, you're not juking this train out. Get off the tracks. I said, this is going to be a quick one, man. What are we, 5 minutes in? Dude, this guy's a fucking idiot. And so he gets on the tracks, and then it cuts to him getting home.
Whoa.
Oh, wait, right?
What's on the train when it's passing by him?
Oh, a bunch of demons, right? Yeah. Or like faceless people. And
yeah,
shit
they
like
all
that.
have their hands on the window looking at him.
That's right.
And then the conductor in the back just waves. Like,
yeah,
so
that was kind of very creepy.
Not letting you skip over these important plot points.
There's a lot of creepy shit in this movie, folks. I don't want to skip over it, but like, which brings me all back to my point. Like, who hurt you? Like, this movie left me so fucking depressed for a minute, dude. I mean, and then the more I thought about it, I was like, oh, well, there's good shit in it too, you know. But it's a very sad movie.
Yeah, it's a very like psychological thriller. You don't know what you're in for. Once it goes, it doesn't stop.
No.
Once it pumps the fucking gas, like you're in for a ride.
Yeah, the first kind of shocking thing, you're just like, okay, well, all right, doesn't stop from there. So he cuts to his house or whatever,
right.
And he's got a girlfriend. She's bad. She's been in some stuff.
Jisbel. Yeah, she died recently.
Oh, did she? That's sad.
Yeah.
But they're hanging out or whatever, and she's like, "Where have you been?" And he's like, "Oh, I got some overtime because someone's so sick. He's always sick."
Elizabeth Pena.
Right. Yeah, she plays Jez in the movie, and so he gets in the shower, and then he goes to sleep, and he has a flashback back to Nam.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was when they showed him getting stabbed, but I could be wrong. But he has the flashback, and he wakes up, and he's like, "Holy fuck!" She's like, "Oh, what's wrong?" And then she brings him some pictures. She's like, "Your son dropped this off today on his way to school."
No, she said some kids. Like, there's some kids in the neighborhood they're friends with, and they dropped him off.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah. Or maybe it was his son.
I thought she said it was.
Yeah, but the names are important.
Yeah, they're all biblical names.
Right. And her name is tied to biblical as well.
Jezebel, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, he's going through the pictures, and this is the funniest part to me is like,
I'm looking at this picture the first time it shows him, and I'm like, that's fucking Macaulay Culkin.
right.
And then I'm like, no, you can't,
I was thinking how funny it would be if someone on set just had a picture of Macaulay Culkin, and that was the only time we seen him was this one picture. Like, that would be fucking hilarious.
That guy would have been fired 5 times because they would have had to pay the shit out of that guy in 1990 to use Macaulay Culkin's image.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, this is before Home Alone, so he's like on his come up.
Dude, and that's another thing, man. Like, when the fuck when did Macaulay Culkin go from the kid that died in every movie to like being the hero? Because he died in My Girl. He died in this one.
Spoilers.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah.
This movie's 30 years old.
He was like, what was it? Was it The Good Son too?
Yeah, dude, where he plays like the fucking psychopath kid. Yeah. Cole's got a dark side.
Yeah.
Like, no wonder he's fucked up.
He was getting work.
Yeah. He's getting a lot of work. That's what I'm saying. Late 80s, early 90s, man.
This kid's cute. Let's put him in everything.
And then literally he did Uncle Buck too. Well, that was like the first one I think he did.
I fucking love Uncle Buck.
Dude, I really would love to do just like a fucking love episode on Uncle Buck. Like, I don't think it's talked about enough. John Candy in general.
Yeah, 100%. But like, everyone talks about his other movies, but Uncle Buck is my favorite John Candy movie.
I think it is mine too.
Yeah.
It's either that or Great Outdoors.
Yeah.
I love them both very much.
Right.
But yeah, so he's talking and he's looking at the pictures of his son, and he has like a flashback to his son, like seeing him, and he starts crying, and she's like, grabs all the pictures, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what a bitch. And she's like, I don't like things that make you upset. And he's like, I wasn't crying. Or she's like, I don't like things that make you cry. And he's like, I wasn't crying. And like, clearly you were fucking.
Right. But there's one part where she's like, isn't that the one that died? Like, that's a very cold-hearted thing to say.
Yeah, while you were in Vietnam. Like, holy shit. Like,
it's a very cold-hearted thing to say. But then, like, after this scene, she grabs all the pictures and fucking puts them into an incinerator.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of shitty, too. I'm like, what a bitch.
Yeah.
Now I don't care what happens to you the rest of this movie.
Right.
So.
It'll all make sense.
Yeah.
We're going to walk through this.
Yeah, I know.
We're going to get through this together, Nick.
I'm just trying to remember because so much happens.
You know what?
Like,
you know what my absolute favorite thing about this movie is? Okay, so this movie is like a fever dream.
It is like an acid trip, man. Which they even tie into it.
This is the third time I've watched this movie, and even the first 2 times, I can barely remember the whole movie. Like, I remember glimpses and I remember parts of it. I remember like scenes and stuff like that.
So I'm saying I remember the major points, but like the shit that connects it is what's so crazy.
And
like,
you just watched it too.
And I literally just watched it this morning, like 4 hours ago.
I listened to other people talking about this movie because I like to get like fun facts, things people know about this movie that I might not have known. A lot of people have the same effect. They're like, I remembered parts of this movie, but I didn't remember the whole thing. And I just think that's like such great filmmaking, like how he was able to make this movie feel like a dream. It's almost
it's like every time you watch it, it's like, holy shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. That happens to me every time. The third time I watched it, I was like, oh, I forgot about that part. Like shit. But anyway, I just thought that was really interesting.
So she goes, and then he goes to work.
Mm-hmm. He's a post office.
Yeah, he's a postman. And she works at the post office too, sorting mail. And he brings her like burger and fries. And they're talking, and then he goes to. She's like, I'm calling in. My back hurts. gonna go see Louis and then maybe a movie.
Right.
She's like, okay. So then it goes to him walking to the chiropractor's office, right?
Yeah, sure.
Or does it cut to him going to the chiropractor's office? One or the other. No, I say that because I don't remember if it's after he leaves Louis or before he goes to Louis. Those girls see him and his Postman outfit.
Oh, right. And they're singing to him, Postman.
Because that was a big song in the 70s.
Right.
It's a good little thing. Like, and they're just having fun. Like, and like, I'm thinking to myself, like, Tim Robbins, man, like, he was just like killing the ladies back then. You know what I mean?
He's a very like attaboy country, like
he's just tall, like
he's
you know
tall
what I'm
as
saying?
fuck. Whenever he walked in his apartment and she was standing next to him, she like doesn't even come up to his shoulders. He's like a fucking basketball player.
Yeah, I don't know how tall he is. He's got to be at least 6'5", 6'6", I would imagine.
He's tall as fuck. So instead of trying to talk about this movie chronologically, because like it's all over the place, we can just talk on points on it.
Thank you.
So there are three
layers. Hard as shit trying to do it like that.
I know. I noticed you. I saw you're struggling.
But I know a lot about it. But I really did watch it. I paid attention.
So there are 3 layers to this movie. There's War, there's Jezebel, and then there's his wife.
Yeah, which the shit with his wife and kids was so fucking sad every time he would kind of come out of it. Mm-hmm. The ending of this movie fucked me up more than anything because now that's what really made me at the end of it like, so all that shit really like just...
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the ending because it's hard to talk about the rest of it without the ending because it's all speculation at this point. So the ending is
he dies.
From his stab wound, it cuts back to him dying on the operating table and they're like, he's gone, you know? So this whole thing is almost like a dream sequence.
And he's like, he was a fighter though. Hell of a fighter.
Right.
And it makes sense because I think that the one thing out of it that kind of held it all together for me was the fact that they were talking about they dosed him with the LSD.
Because I watched this movie recently for the podcast and I was struggling to figure out how to piece that in with this movie because the main plot of the movie is... What did you get from that? Like the main plot of the movie. What is it trying to say?
Okay, well, before the end, I thought that it was a man that lost his mind from PTSD / the death of his son. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it did that. And then I thought the end when he walks up the stairs with Macaulay Culkin that he's been dead this whole time and that he was in hell. And then finally, like the part where Louis and him are sitting and he gives him the adjustment and he's like, you're not in hell to be punished. He's like, they're trying to let you let go so you can get better. They can cleanse your soul or something like that.
Right.
And I thought in the end of the movie, like he had finally learned his lesson or, you know, like got the closure he needed and let go of it. And him and his son go off to paradise together is how I looked at it.
Okay, cool. Just making sure we're on the same page. Like, because you could, like, this is one of those movies, like it's very on the nose, but you can interpret it different ways, like the PTSD thing. Because that's the one thing I always remembered.
That's what I said. That a lot of layers, and this has never proven more true than in this movie right here because it tells about the PTSD.
Yeah,
you know, it's been documented that the government, the army, did that shit to people to see if they could use it for warfare. Did they see if they could make them super soldiers and shit? Like, so that part of it, I thought was like, wow, man, that's really crazy that even back then that they would have thought of shit like that. I like that part of it. I thought that could have been a good movie on its own. That's
what I was trying to like figure out in my brain. So you have the one aspect, because
either way, it's a beautiful movie. But I kind of like the idea more of it just being like a government cover up and all that.
Because a part of me feels like they kind of shoehorned that into this movie. You know what I mean? Like,
I think they did it to throw you off.
Yeah, that makes sense. Just an extra layer.
Because like. Well, because like I said, it makes the ending that much more like, holy shit, that was crazy.
Yeah, but you have to think, okay, the chronological order of this movie is he was with his wife and his kids. His kid died. Macaulay Culkin's character
while he's at
died.
War.
Was it at war? I thought he was home at this point.
No, because the girl says, she goes, is that the one that died while you were in Vietnam?
Okay.
And he's like, he just starts crying and he's like nodding like, Gabe. And he starts crying and nodding.
Okay. So his wife and kids were before Vietnam. He goes off into Vietnam. And that's when all this happens. He gets stabbed, but he gets stabbed by
one of his, the guy that gets blown up in the car.
Yeah.
I forget what his name was in the movie, Eddie or something like that.
Right. So he stabs him, and that's when he gets airlifted off. So everything in between that is just his mind. So even the LSD stuff is in his mind technically, because he's in this dream state. And I was like, if this was based off of off the LSD experiments, how is he like making this up in his mind? And my conclusion to this is he was trying to make sense of everything that happened. So this is my interpretation. I'm sure it's wrong and you got something different, but this is how it works in my mind. Is I think they got drugged, not necessarily by America, but they got drugged by somebody. Things were happening, you know, people were acting weird, and then his own platoon partner stabs him. This is when he goes into his mind. So his mind is trying to figure out what the hell just happened to me. And I think he made up this story of them dosing them because that's the only way it would make sense in his mind that his platoon, his brother, would stab him. Is if
that, and he sees Ving Rhames, you know, and he sees everybody. And like you said, the thing, like when I first watched it, because I was like, because at the first glance, I'm thinking, okay, it's just basic, you're run of the mill military action, like, oh, we're taking, you know, dude, get the gunners over there and stuff like that.
Right.
But I'm thinking, like, if they're in Vietnam, like, why don't any of these people look like Viet Cong? You know what I mean? It doesn't show any of the people. You know what I mean? And then it just literally happens out of nowhere. And I mean, even back then, you know, you got some kind of defense that's an alarm, something to let you know that people are there. And so when it showed later on that it was his own homeboy that shot him, and then it showed all the others, because when the helicopter comes down, I'm thinking, like, they didn't have choppers like that. Like, didn't they? I'm pretty sure we had all the air shit in Vietnam, like, you know. So, like, that made me think it, but, like, that's what I did. Like, but I also like how you said it. When he got stabbed, that was his own thing. But, like, like you said, if he's under that much acid to do it, when he's laying there dying, he's floating in and out of consciousness. And then with the super acid he was on, who knows where his mind went. And like you said, he makes up the government thing. He makes up this. He's seeing his dead son. He's seeing his life with the girlfriend. He's seeing a life that never happened with this girl, because I don't think it ever technically happened. That's the part of it that I thought was all in his head.
Yes.
Because I really think he went, like, his soul was in hell until he finally died on that operating table. Because I think that's where the majority of the film takes place, is him in hell. And he's getting put through all the things in his life that he fucking hated, and, like, there was nothing he could do about it.
Right.
Because he had to let go.
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like we got the same gist of it on that.
But yeah, this movie is saturated in religious things. Like, it's taken parts from so many religious things, and which I love. Like, I love that they did all this, and I love that they did their research and really tied it in. So yeah, I love the visuals in this movie. It
really is, dude.
It's one of the scariest movies.
After I watched it, I saw it at it's so weird how your phone knows you're doing shit. Like, it pulled up, I was looking at YouTube, and it pulled up Jacob in hell and Jacob's Ladder. And it's when he's being pulled on the trolley cart with all the blood and the mutant people and shit like that. Like, and it made sense to me. I was like, that makes perfect sense that he was in hell. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it turns out that his girlfriend is one of the people that's, like, you know, going to fuck him up and all that.
But I love that one Danny Aiello said. He's like, demons are just angels trying to help you get past your grief or help you get into heaven. So it's your own. I love this view of hell. Hell is something you're making for yourself. You know what I mean? It's not like an outside force. Hell is within your own mind, not being able to deal with your grief and the things you've dealt with in your life. It's like you said, it's about letting all that shit go and recognizing. Because on the operating table, he's like, where are you? He's like, I'm alive. And he's like, no, you're dead. He's like, no, I'm not. He's like, then why are you here? You know what I mean? So I liked that little aspect that he can't face the fact that he's dead. But he still wants to be alive. I don't know. I just love that idea of it, that aspect of it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a religious person, but I love the idea of religion.
Do you think that you, I don't know. I don't want to get into that talk just because of, you know what I'm saying. But like, that's the thing about it though. Like, do you know you died? Like, do you know you died? Or
This
like,
is true.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the thing he was struggling with. Like, people are he's
because
being
maybe
told,
that is hell. Is what you've built in your mind. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Like, there's no fire except for what you see. He has a line like it's not exactly like that. He's like, but the reason why you feel like you're in hell is because it's the hell you've put yourself in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think that is because like life is about choices. You know, you decide whether you're going to do this or that. You can hurt that person or you can let them go, or you know what I mean?
Right.
And I thought that was a good point in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that would be what you would have to deal. Like, you don't get to go to heaven because of this, this, and this, and now you get to relive that shit for the rest of your life, you know, or the rest of your eternity until you fix it.
Yep.
I don't know. It's a very deep movie. Very deep movie.
Yes.
And
I forgot how much I love this movie. Like this.
When it first went off, I was mad and I didn't like it at all. I was like,
I was talking to Kendra about that because I was watching it and I was giggling and she's like, "What are you giggling at?" I'm like, because I'm always wondering how Nick is like taking in these movies as he's watching them, and I was like, this is definitely one of those like he either
like nothing surprises me anymore because
Right.
I just know that it's going to be the unexpected, but it does put me in my feelings because I have a son, you know what I mean, and like that would fucking destroy
I know.
me.
I'm sorry I keep giving you movies about kids
Jesus
dying or
Christ,
kids
dude! Like, I've had family members die. Like, you're fucking no, I'm just kidding. But like,
Fun fact, you know the head shake thing? This was a movie that pioneered that.
really,
This was the first movie that did it in there.
it looks like somebody's breaking their fucking neck while they're doing it. though.
Right. Yeah. That shit's been done to death, but this is the first one that's done it. Did you know?
The whole thing just has a very horror vibe to it, even though I wouldn't consider it a horror movie.
It still has that like
Psycho-
horror
it is,
atmosphere.
to me, I feel like this is the first movie you can go psychological thriller.
Yes, 100%.
Like that, I feel like that got termed on this movie for sure.
Silent Hill actually took elements like the feel of this movie and put it in their game. Like this is one of the most influential movies in that genre, like horror / psychological thriller.
Like I said, it's a movie I've heard the name forever and ever, but I never watched it because I don't like shit like this. You know, like that. I just don't like feeling like that. You know,
Yeah.
but
But
it
yeah,
is a great movie. It's greatly made. Like I said, it's well made. It's very well acted.
yes,
And a lot of people built careers off of this. And
and it's a huge cult following movie.
I was
Like,
gonna
people
say-
love this movie.
and if anything else, the Danny Aiello is perfect.
He is an angel.
If is he alive? I
think
hope
so,
he
yeah.
is. Like, he needs to be in more Hollywood. Put him in more movies.
Yeah.
I feel like there's like 6 mob movies that came out in the last 12 years that I feel like he should have been in. It would have made it better.
I know he needs to be the boss in one of them.
Have you ever seen 2 Days in the Valley?
No,
Fuck, I'm giving you that next.
I'm gonna. You just gave
Put
me.
it on the list.
I'll
I'll
put
put
it
it on
on
the list.
You're gonna put it on your own list.
I'm gonna make a list and put it on it. Because I'll see movies and I'm like, because I feel like you've seen so much too, that like I feel like I'm running out of shit to give you.
You haven't, honestly. Like I said, I need to come over, so I'll just follow you home and we'll go through your movies.
For real though, bro, because like that's my thing. I've bought so much more, but like I said, I just figured like we were about the same age. We've seen most of the same shit.
The thing is I've seen like this is the shit that I've been watching while you've been watching like that shit.
Well, that's true, and I mean that's the thing about it. Like you know, and at first I looked at it like when you used to give me movies like this, I was like, is he fucking mad at me? I never tried to push the fact that I'm like a super smart person to you or anything, but I'm not a fucking idiot. But like, you know, I'm just not a very intellectual person. But like,
Yeah, but that
I used to feel like you were trying to make me feel like a dum dum.
intelligence is so fucking relative.
Right.
And one thing that I tried to tell you is try to feel what you get from this movie. I don't give a shit what the movie's trying to say. Fuck the movie. Tell me how it made you feel. And the best one was Synecdoche, New York. You pulled so much out of that movie, even though that movie is one of the most dense movies ever made.
It's so fucking. It felt like I survived that movie, dude.
Right.
Honestly.
I was reading in the comments because somebody posted about it. They're like, this is one of the best movies I'll never watch again.
Dude, it's like you watch a movie like that and then you see like, oh my God, poor Philip Seymour Hoffman. Like, that fucking guy was going through some shit, man.
Yeah, I mean, he did die of a heroin overdose, so.
I know, but like, you take on roles like that, and you gotta wonder, is he that fucked up because of the drugs, or is he on the drugs because of how fucked up he is? You know what I mean?
It's very true. What came first, the heroin or the egg?
Or the pain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then like with somebody like that, that's such a good actor. Like, I never saw if he was method or not, but like people like Johnny Depp, people like Tom Hardy, like that shit changes you after a while, dude.
Oh yeah, you could look at Heath Ledger. Like, he went too far into it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can go down that hole and not make it out. Like,
speaking of, I just bought a new whiskey. It's called Rabbit Hole. I felt that was appropriate, and it's really good.
that's a good title, man.
Rabbit Hole, yeah.
Yeah.
Why isn't there a movie name? I mean, there probably is a movie named Rabbit Hole, but
Probably not.
well,
the kind
actually,
of movie
it's
we're
just The
thinking
Matrix. Remember,
Yeah.
follow the white rabbit. The girl has the tattoo.
That is I'm trying to think if there's ever a movie that I love the first one so much but didn't give a shit about the other two at all. Like, is there any trilogy out there that you just love the first one so much that
I'm sure there's a handful of
but
them.
you just don't give a shit? Most people would say all of them, but like, I'm not like that.
That's true, but there are so many good trilogies out there. Like the Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, the original 3. I mean, even, John Wick's on its 3rd one, even though they're doing more.
4.
Yeah, they're working on the 4th one right now, but,
I gotta watch the 3rd one. I got HBO Max. It's on there. I think I'm just gonna break down and watch it.
You're watching the same movie just with like an extra added layer.
Yeah, but a basketball player that I like is supposed to play a character in it, and I don't know how you fit this fucking guy into it.
It's so good.
His name's Boban Marjanovic.
Yeah.
He's like 7'4". You have to know who I'm talking about. He's in this fucking movie. Like, all right.
But back to the topic at hand. So what I was saying is you don't need to be an intelligent person to like understand these movies. But But like, you still got something out of this movie. Like,
Right.
you still
That's
pretty
what
much got the idea of what it was trying to say.
Well, that was the point I was going to make before my mind went off in 4 different other directions. Was that's how I used to look at it. Like, I was like, man, this fucking guy just keeps giving me these movies because he wants to see if I'm like too stupid to see what they're saying. But then I look at it like, I watch movies differently now because of this, like just because of the podcast and the way we do it. And it's opened my mind up to different types of filmmaking and different types of movies. Like, there's movies I've watched in the last 3 years that I would never have watched on my own.
Right.
And that's what I love the most about this. But I appreciated a lot of this movie, even though it did make me feel sad. And it's one of those movies that's like, it's like Schindler's List. Great movie, but it puts you in a place that you just don't want to feel like that.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Brian's Song. It's another one. Fantastic movie. James Caan and Billy D. Williams. Beautiful movie, but it puts you in your feels and you don't want to cry like that. You know what I mean? As a man all the time.
I love those movies that like I watch it and then the next whole week I'm thinking about the movie and still trying to like piece things together or figure it out or what this meant or what that meant.
There's been a couple that have been like that for me that we've done on here. Old Boy was one of them.
Definitely, yeah.
For weeks, I picked that part in my head. Like, this one is gonna be another one, I feel like. And then, it wasn't too long ago. We just watched it. Parasite was great. Like, I loved Parasite. Like, thank you so much for that. Like,
of course, I'm glad you liked it. I was really worried you were gonna come in and start trashing it, and I was gonna have to like really fight you.
And since we watched The Host, I've thought about that a lot too. Like, I like The Host too. It was really good. Yeah, all his movies were good. Like, you should keep going with them. See if
Just keep giving you his movies.
see if you can find a shitty one and then give it to me. And see what I think.
I've watched most of his movies and I still haven't found a bad one.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
but
I think only one left to watch is Mother. I haven't watched Mother yet, but I will. I'll get to it.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. The whole thing with all the layers and said we could sit there and talk about it because after you see the end of the movie. And you go through it all, and I ran through it all in my mind. And then once you realize what part was in his mind and what part he felt like he was in hell, and it makes the little details like Old Boy blowing up in the car. Like, was that him not being able to come to terms with his grief, his loss, his pain.
Right.
And like that was like him going to burn for all eternity, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then like he said, I went and saw the doctor, and the doctor blew up. Was the doctor like also in hell with him and couldn't take it anymore?
Well, that's what I was talking about at the beginning when he was ascending up the stairs. It was locked because he's not allowed in yet.
Right.
He has to figure out,
That's true.
And in the opening credits, or not the opening credits, but the opening scene with the billboard ads, it has an apple. Adam eats the apple, and then it has hell. I don't know. It's just a bunch. I love that little detail.
There's a lot of imagery in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
The party they're at.
Oh yeah, when she's dancing with the demon is one of the craziest fucking scenes.
And then he starts seeing him and dancing in the crowd too.
Yeah.
And then he's on fire, and they're putting ice on him, and he still feels like he's,
Yeah, it was crazy. I thought that was super interesting.
She's like, you melted 50 pounds of ice, and I was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
It, like I said, man, it was crazy. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. Like I said, when it first went off, I was angry because I was just like, man, shit, like, fuck, because like that poor dude went through all that fucking shit in his mind, and that's what I thought. Like when I put the LSD part into it, I was like, not only was he dying, but God, it probably made that shit feel like months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you don't know what that shit does to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I've never done acid, but I know people that have, and like they tell me, like, bro, I'm gonna tell you something. That shit right there. There's a reason why they say if you do it more than 3 times, you're legally insane. Like they say that.
Oh yeah,
that's a thing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did. I heard that.
There's also that one element where I'm sure you've heard it from the grapevine. Whatever you like, if you
stores in your spinal cord,
and then when you crack it,
and every time, oh my god, dude, I didn't even think, dude. But the ending throws that logic out the back.
Right.
But yeah, dude. That's why I said, man, you could have made a great movie just off of the government dosing their own soldiers. Because, like, they're like, you weren't even in Vietnam. And he's like, it's a fucking cover-up. War games in Thailand. He's like, I was in fucking... He's like, I was in Saigon. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, oh, dude, Jason Alexander, another great cameo in this movie.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, man. So like I said, the first one went off, I was mad. But then when I ingested it all, thought about it, and I was just like, you know what? I'm giving this movie a way better rating. Like, even on the way over here, I thought, like, I'm going to give this movie a better rating than I was going to.
I love that.
Like, I started off, when it ended, I was like, fucking 5. He's getting a 5. Fuck it. It's a 5. He's just going to have to fucking eat it. Like, he's just going to have to live with the 5. He's just like, I didn't give him a 4. Because I'm sad and I'm pissed off. So, like, he's not getting a 4. But I was like, it was well made. Tim Robbins did a great job. Like, fuck, man. And then this, and then I'm like, oh, man, god damn it, that was a good scene. And like, and I was just like, my fucking head, dude. Like, where am I at right now? And then, like I said, on the way out, I was thinking about it a little more, and I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna give it a 7. I'm giving it a 7. I'm giving it a 7. And the only reason I'm giving it a 7 is because it does put me in my feels, and like I wouldn't be able to just watch it like that. So it's not one of those movies that you can just keep going back.
Oh, definitely. Like I've seen it years ago, and I've only seen it 3 times because it definitely is an acid trip of a movie.
Right, but it was well made enough that I would give it a 7. Like, it was good. I would suggest it to somebody else.
Yeah,
if you like movies like Greg likes, like you like the mind benders and the thrillers and it's one to watch.
Yeah, it's definitely top
It gets
tier.
your heart rate up a little bit.
Yeah, like I said, once it hits the gas, it just goes.
It really does, man. And like you said, dude, just so much imagery. Them dragging him on that fucking medical cart through hell, and that, and then you see body parts and blood and shit on the floor, and it really does shine a big light on PTSD. I feel like,
too. 100%,
like,
yeah.
and it makes you feel like so bad for some of these guys, like, because ain't nothing else like war, man. Like you're seeing shit that like can't be unseen,
right?
And it makes me wish that they gave more help to veterans, honestly.
100%. Yeah, I feel the same way because a lot of the people, the homeless people, are just broken men from the army.
Yeah,
and it's just sad.
Especially Vietnam. Vietnam has probably the most, disgruntled veterans from that, like, and have suffered from it.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, I'm giving it a 7. It was a great movie as far as like a watch, but like I probably couldn't do it like that again. Maybe in another 5 years I'll give it another watch.
Right. I'm glad you liked it. I give it that's the highest recommendation I can.
Yeah, like I said, it's good enough for that watch for sure. Like, I'm glad I watched it now.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those
I'm
movies
glad you
that-
watched this and not what I found out recently, the remake.
They remade this?
There is a remake of this movie.
Oh, man.
So when I was doing research, I seen Jacob's Ladder and it's like a black eye on the cover. I'm like, oh, they must have done like a horror movie and then just used the name.
Right.
You know what I mean? No, it's a straight remake of this movie. Didn't watch it, don't care, because this movie is so good that you're not going to be able to replicate this in a million years.
Like I said, now that I see this, like, I really would like to see a movie where they do that. I'm sure it's been done. Kind of meant to stare at goats, but that was kind of like a funny way of looking at it.
What do you mean?
About the military dosing their soldiers to
yeah.
see if they can make like either super soldiers or like a weapon out of it.
Right. Men Who Stare at Goats is such a weird movie for me.
Yeah.
First time I watched it, I didn't like it.
Fucking Coen brothers, dude.
That's not the Coen brothers.
That's not?
No.
I thought they did that.
Now I'm curious. I don't think it's the Coen brothers. I'm like 100%. I'm not 100% if I have to guess myself. Oh, no,
that's right.
Peter Stragan.
They did Oh
Screenplay.
Brother Where Art Thou. That's what it was.
Yeah, they do. Speaking of the Coen brothers, I'm so glad you brought this up. Guess what I watched recently? The fucking oh my god, what was it? It's another movie about religion. Oh my god, I'm gonna be so fucking mad.
Exodus?
No, the new one that they did with George Clooney playing.
Oh yeah. I remember it. Hearing about it anyways.
What the fuck out of this movie? Julius Caesar.
Oh yeah.
What is it?
Hail Caesar?
Hail Caesar, thank you. I watched Hail Caesar the other day. That movie is fucking hilarious, Nick.
Yeah.
The first time I tried to watch it, I didn't really care for it. I'm like, I didn't get it, I guess. I watched it recently. Dude, that movie is fucking hilarious.
You know what I watched? I watched a season of that I fucking loved was Fargo on FX.
I literally have the first season like not even opened.
Dude, the first two completely different than the third one. The third one is like based in the 50s.
The third season.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's based in the 50s and Chris Rock is the head of a like a black organized crime family. And then there's an Italian mob family from Kansas.
So is it like True Detective where each
each season like they all have little things that kind of like
tie them together?
Yeah, but they're all different.
Okay.
And yeah, because at the end of the third season, you find out that Chris Rock's son is the guy from the second season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's different.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, the first two seasons are really good, and the third season was fantastic. Yeah, I loved it. I watched the whole thing. But
I've been meaning to watch it. I just haven't got around to it.
I don't think they have any involvement in it, and it's not really like, I don't know. It's hard to say. Like the only thing that really kind of reminds you of Fargo the movie is the fact that it always takes place in fucking Minnesota or Wisconsin or Canada or some shit like that, and all the
Right.
people talk like they do in Fargo. Hey, how you doing? Don't you know? And shit like that. It's fucking hilarious, man. Like, but the third season it's in Kansas, so it's a little different. But like,
Yeah.
and of course Italians sound like Italians everywhere. They
Yeah.
don't sound like they're from fucking New York in the show. But yeah. But yeah, I like Fargo. That's probably my favorite movie they ever did, the Coens.
Oh, we already know what mine is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Burn after reading.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
I think it's because of that I think that they did Men Who Stare at Goats.
Probably.
Because they both have George Clooney in it.
Yeah, right. It honestly, I think the first time I watched it, I thought it was a Coen Brothers movie too.
Yeah.
Once I realized it was a comedy because I was watching it as like a serious movie, and then when they took off in the fucking helicopter and I realized they were on LSD the whole time, I was like, "Oh, this is a fucking comedy."
Yeah.
So I rewatched it as a comedy. I loved it, and then you bought it for me recently, and I rewatched, and I'm like, I don't like it as much, but I still kind of like it.
I don't ever know how you could have watched it as a serious movie. Like I didn't take that at all. Like even from the trailers, I didn't. Feel like
No.
it
I
a
was just an
serious
idiot, I guess. I don't know.
Oh.
I was just trying to watch it with a serious face on it, and I just didn't get it. I
That
guess.
kid that's that tries to run through the walls, man. That shit is too fucking funny.
Right. You thought that would be the telling point for
Right.
me, like that's a comedy.
But yeah, the whole Kevin Spacey was fucking hilarious. And it's,
Yeah.
did you dose him and put Barney on this? And he's fucking got him in the trunk of a car. Jesus.
So yeah, they did a remake of Jacob's Ladder. I heard it's terrible. Don't watch it. Just watch the original.
Yeah, definitely. If you're gonna watch go for the original.
Right. I like doing this now because it's going to be like a thing as long as I buy movies. So This is my little movie haul that I have.
You got your own movie haul.
A little
Hell
tiny
yeah.
movie haul that we can do on the podcast. Did I show you this?
I saw it. I think I saw you put it on there the other day.
How cool is this?
That's badass, dude.
So I was at Target, and I always go to the movie section like right away just to see. And they came out with this. It's a fucking steelbook it's an Arnold Schwarzenegger double feature of Terminator 2 and Total Recall. And it's, what do you call those things? Like it's two images in one picture.
It's a holograph. It's a hologram type of deal.
Yeah, and it's a steelbook.
3D image.
3D image, yeah. So I thought that was super fucking cool. And I was like, I can't just leave that there. Like, I need to buy this.
I think it's badass that they put like 2 out of my 5 favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movies together.
Right.
Because, I mean, it's so easy that you think that they would put T1 and 2 together.
Yeah, that would make more
You know what I mean?
sense. But I definitely like that they did this instead.
But the fact that they have the Total Recall with the machine and then you flip it and boom, there's Arnie.
Yeah.
Half robot face out, shotgun pellets to the face, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's badass.
Right.
And it's a fucking steelbook, dude. Like,
Yeah. So I was like, I can't just like leave that there. So I kind of bought it, and I was like, because I have both of these movies on Blu-ray. Even T2 is a steelbook within itself, so there was no reason for me to buy this. And as soon as my wife hears this, we'll probably get a divorce. But whatever, I don't care.
worth it.
Worth it. That's what I was thinking when I bought it. And then I'm sure you've seen The Burbs, right?
I own it, but I've never watched it.
You've never seen this movie.
I don't think so.
This is what you were getting next time. I thought you have seen this.
Yeah, I have it on a double disc with that and Money Pit, and I love the Money Pit. But yeah, I've never seen the. Burbs.
You've never seen The Burbs? Oh my god, that makes me so fucking happy.
I was gonna give you a Tom Hanks movie too.
Were you really?
I was thinking about it.
So, I don't remember what made me watch this. It was probably a Mick thing. Like, he let me borrow it, and he's like, you got to watch this. And I fucking love this movie. This movie is amazing, and it's hilarious, and it's underrated.
I love early Tom Hanks, man. Volunteers, one of my favorite movies ever.
This is one of his best.
Have you ever seen Volunteers?
I don't think so.
Oh, I'm throwing that shit on your list too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write these down.
You better.
'Cause I forget.
But yeah, I got the collector's edition of The Burbs because in my collector's edition, people kept posting it like, oh, I just got this in the mail, I'm like, fuck you, motherfuckers. Like, I want it too, so I bought it. But yeah, I got The Burbs on Blu-ray collector's edition. Oh, I'm so excited. That's what you're getting next after the movie you give me.
Okay.
And then I bought this one just on a blind buy. Have you heard about this movie?
Which one?
Brazil.
No.
It has Robert De Niro in it.
What?
1985.
No, I've never heard of
Jonathan Pierce, Robert De Niro, Michael Palin. So I watched the trailer to this movie, and it looks like a fucking trip. It looks like the craziest movie, and I heard like good things about it.
Volunteers, that's right.
Should probably let you do your thing before I keep talking at you.
What was the one I said before that
I don't.
we were talking about before?
Know.
Well, I mean, obviously Days of Thunder because we're about to do that. But
Yeah.
oh, by the way, folks, spoilers. We're doing Days of Thunder next week.
Yeah. Next episode we'll be doing Days of Thunder. Fucking Tom Cruise.
Got a great commercial that's about to be coming out that kind of goes with that, how my vibes feel for that movie.
The commercial's gonna come out before the episode, so oh well. You can go to the Morba Cinema.
Oh, I know, but I'm just
Instagram.
saying the commercial kind of puts you in the mind frame of where I'm at on this
I
next
see.
episode.
Right.
Because I'm going to tell you something, man. I enjoyed this movie so much when I saw it at 10 years old. My dad gave this movie to me on VHS, and I watched it. And let me tell you that Robert Duvall is great in this movie as well.
Okay.
A lot of good people in this movie. Randy Quaid's in it.
So Tom Cruise is a very hit or miss character. Like, I don't like.
This is pre-Scientology Tom Cruise. To me, there's 2 Tom Cruises. There's pre-Scientology Cruise
Yeah.
and after Scientology. And this is pre-Scientology when he did good movies.
So here's how it works with Tom Cruise: is I like the movies that he's in. I don't like them because he's in it. Does that make sense?
Not really, because like
I don't
usually every fucking movie he's in, they making it to make about him.
Okay. Favorite Tom Cruise movie is Minority Report.
That's probably one of the only ones I give you because I like that movie too. But
Right.
Spielberg, man, Spielberg can't fucking miss, dude.
Yeah. So Minority Report I love, but I don't love it because Tom Cruise is in it. I love it because I love the movie.
It's just a great story.
Right. Day After Tomorrow. You could replace him with like anybody, and I would still love that movie.
Wait, he's not in that.
The one where
That's Jake Gyllenhaal, bro.
Are we talking about the same movie?
Where the whole world freezes over?
No, I'm talking about the one where he like has to keep going back in time, like Groundhog Day.
Oh, that's Live, Die, Repeat, or whatever.
That's the tagline for the movie.
Or
that's
No Tomorrow, or After Tomorrow, or something.
After Tomorrow, I think that's what it is. After Tomorrow.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I like that movie, but it's not because of him. It's
Emily
just
Blunt's
because
good
of
in that one.
Yeah, she's great in that movie. I like Speed, like it's cheesy, 90s action movie. But it's just these are the kind of movie. Oh,
what? He's not in Speed. That's Keanu.
That's Keanu Reeves.
Jesus. Yeah, that's Keanu.
Just shut the podcast down because I have no idea what I'm talking about.
No, I get it, but like I like certain ones. Like I like Risky Business. I think that's a good movie. I like Jerry Maguire.
Mission Impossible.
The first one. I have 4 out of the 7, but like, oh, have you seen the movie A League of Their Own with Tom Hanks?
League of Their Own. Yes, I have actually.
Okay, that was a great movie. I was gonna give that to you.
Yeah, I like that one.
Okay, so I got volunteers in there. If any more come to my mind while we're doing this,
I know you need to keep that pulled up.
But once I make a list, I get better about it.
All right.
But you do need to do that one day. Just come over and we'll go through them all again.
Yeah. Like I said, after this, I can come over. It's only 4.
Yeah, I ain't got shit going on.
All
it's
right.
only 4?
Yeah.
Really? Hell yeah.
Oh, it's 7. What the fuck? That time is off.
Nice.
By a lot.
My phone's got 12 missed calls. Where are you going to get your fucking kids?
Right.
Nah, it's all good.
So,
my warden is at work, so
oh yeah,
I'm good.
All right.
But
yeah, I'm gonna give this one to you eventually after I watch it. I thought it was a crazy movie. Like I watched the trailer and it looks pretty crazy. Called Brazil.
Yeah.
It looks like a fucking acid trip within itself.
Have you ever seen 15 Minutes with De Niro?
No, I have not.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you that one.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of big name movies that you don't realize that I haven't seen. Oh, I put this one on here because I actually have not seen this movie, Mystery Men.
Fuck you.
I've never seen Mystery
Men. It's on the list, motherfucker. I own it.
I wrote it down because I knew that was one you would want to talk about.
I fucking own it. And it's the stupidest, greatest fucking movie I've ever seen.
That's what I've heard, but...
This started fucking superhero movies, man. Nobody wants to give it credit, but this movie started superhero team-up movies.
I remember when it came out and everyone loved it, and I was just like...
Did everybody love it? Because I thought I was the only fucking person that ever saw this movie. Because once again, it came out while I was working at the North Side, dude.
Right.
And I was there opening night for that bitch, and there was nobody in that motherfucker. It went from the biggest theater to the end in like a week, dude. And then it was gone forever.
Yeah, it's doing a release, a 4K release recently. That's what made me
That's
think
awesome.
of it.
Yeah, dude, that bitch, I saw it on HBO or Cinemax one day, and then I was like, I'll never find that movie on DVD. And then, like, the next time at the flea market.
Oh my God, that's the one movie you can see in everybody's pile is Mystery Men.
Really?
At the flea market. That, from my experience, yeah.
Oh, now, yeah. Like, it's weird now, like, but I still haven't found another copy of The Wizard. The one you got me is the only one I've seen.
They came out with a special edition that I was, like, mad about. It has, like, a 8-bit cover art.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that
Brother,
one. Yeah, that's cool shit. Dude, my homeboy on TikTok, Silverhawk, shout out to him. He has the fucking power glove, bro.
Does he really?
From the movie. He's like it works like shit. You can't use it for like half the games, but like he's like, yeah, I got it.
Just visually, it's the coolest thing ever made.
Oh yeah, for sure. Dude, when old boy just fucking driving his shit, dude. Like, I remember being a kid like, this is the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen.
I know, and I knew you would never find the Wizard out there, so that's why I went ahead and got it for you.
Yeah, dude, you're awesome. Because that is definitely a fucking treasure.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Speaking of movies, so...
You've seen The Page Master, right?
Yeah, I've seen Page Master.
I was about to say, because... Like,
I mean, I've seen it when I was a kid, so right. I don't remember it, but I remember seeing it.
Well, I'm sure it's aged terribly, but... I just found it a couple months ago.
Did you really?
I've been wanting to watch it, but like I don't even know if my kids will like it. You know what I mean?
You should just put it on because it is a kids movie. So my brother fucking loves The Page Master. It's
dude,
like
it scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Yeah,
when they used to go to the horror land or whatever, I was like, oh god, I don't like this part.
Let's skip over it.
Yeah, yep. We used to fast forward it on the fucking thing. But
That's fucking hilarious.
I loved it, man. That was like the last movie with Macaulay Culkin. No, Richie Rich, I think, was the last one he did.
Yeah.
As like an adult or as a kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he's making a comeback, so good for him. Not in the movie world,
Right.
but in the podcasting world, having his own thing going on. He's such a cool dude.
It's still crazy to me that, like, as far as child stars go, like, you know, people talk shit, and he's had some questionable, like, pictures taken from him over the years. And
I mean, he was on drugs for a little
Right.
bit, but he got clean. He's clean now.
But I still, like, I mean, as far as, like, some of these other people have done, man, like, I think he's been a fucking, like, you got to call him a win as far as, like, you know, child stars, because he's still rich as fuck.
He is.
And he took care of his money. Like, he owns so much shit that you wouldn't even think of. Like, he has money in everything.
Yeah, and all he wants to do is, like, travel the world and, like, see different parts. Like, I envy him.
He's like, I was hanging out with some people, and I was like, God, I would love to live in Paris. And they were just like, we'll move to Paris. And he's like, well, I got this. And he's like, fuck, I'm rich, and I've been retired since I was like 27. So fuck it, I'll move. He's like, and I moved to Paris for 5 years.
One of the things that I'm most envious of him about is he's so famous that he can, like, meet anybody that he wants, essentially.
Yeah.
It's like, you want to see Macaulay Culkin? They're like, yeah, I want to see Macaulay Culkin. Because, like, he had...
Especially now, bro, because all the people that are like running shit are people our age, like people that grew up watching that man. So
yeah,
like,
exactly. Like,
fuck yeah, I want to be Home Alone, dude. Like, of course he could come fucking hang out at NASA for the day or whatever the fuck he wants to do.
Exactly. Like, he had Lizzo on his podcast, and they're like BFFs, apparently.
Yeah, why would they be?
And I'm just like, God, I wish I could just hang out with, like I want to go hang out with Tom Hardy without it being weird.
Like, y'all are just that good of friends
Or-
that you call him by his first name. Hey, Tommy.
Yeah,
how you
exactly.
doing?
I wish I could just be like, call his agent, be like, hey, can I meet up with Tom Hardy? Like, have dinner with him? He's like, yeah, that's cool. We know who you are. You're fan.
I feel like
you're the guy.
I feel like even Tom Hardy's agent would be like, I don't even get to meet Tom Hardy, bro. Like, because from what I heard, he's a very private person.
Yeah,
So,
he is. It's just like him and his dogs, and that's it.
I was saying, and his kids.
Until
like,
the script like slides under his front door.
I think that's literally how they do it. They send it by fucking Raven, and then bring it to him on his compound.
Yeah.
Don't shoot it down. It's the Raven. Tom, we got a new project for you. I'm not doing another Batman movie. Venom 3. Fuck. Yeah, but certain people I feel like I could be friends with, like even famous people I feel like I could be friends with.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's famous people that I feel like it wouldn't matter how humble or down to earth, like I wouldn't be able to get over like how fucking cool they are, like how rock star they are to me.
Right.
Like if I ever met like if I ever met Michael Jordan, like there's no way I'm gonna be able to talk to him like a normal person.
That's
I'm gonna
very
be
true.
like, oh my god, I fucking love you so much. I have all your fucking shoes, all your fucking shirts. Like,
Yeah, it's kind of like that with Martin Scorsese. Like
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't act like a normal human being around him.
I mean, maybe if you gave me like, it depends on how much time you're talking to, bro. Because if you're giving me 2 minutes with this fucking guy, obviously I'm not gonna get out more than, can I please have your fucking autograph, take a picture, like
Right.
you know, whatever. But you give me like an hour with him, then I can maybe calm down and ask him shit, like because there'd be a million questions I don't want to be.
Oh,
It's like, oh my god, man, like what's Pacino like in real life? Like what's the fucking like is De Niro an asshole? Like is Pesci fucking as mean as I hope he is? Like you know what I mean?
right.
Did he actually stab somebody on the set of Goodfellas? I heard that. Like, I'm not one of these reporter assholes. You can tell me. I'll take it to my fucking grave, Marty.
I know. I get so mad whenever I'm listening to podcasts and they're like, "I got something to tell you." I'll tell you off mic, and I want to be told those stories. I want to know those stories.
Yeah. I like the ones where they say fuck it and they tell you shit that they're not supposed to tell you, or they tell you shit that you never would have thought. Like, like when Charlie Murphy was asked about like if Prince could really play basketball, he's like, no, he's for real. Like he can ball, dude.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
he
yeah.
can fucking play basketball. Like he's like, I don't know why people thought that I was making that shit up. He's like, that man fucking handed me my ass out there one day. And like I like shit like that, like stuff, especially like stories like. That's why I love that that stories from the road, dude.
Right.
Because like
I remember you telling me about that.
Johnny-
I watched a few of it. Yeah.
Johnny Cash and them were some wild motherfuckers, dude. They did
Right.
whatever the fuck they wanted. Like people,
You know what we need to do? We need to start a podcast where you get to interview like certain people and ask them those like underground questions.
Oh my God, bro. I would fucking love that, dude.
Like, not, let's not talk about your new movie coming out. Fuck all that. What happened on the scene of blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, man. Was that real cocaine on Scarface?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Shit like that.
Yes, I would love that. That would be fantastic.
We just got to get the connections.
Did you make Jonah Hill blow you on Wolf of Wall Street talking to Leo?
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. You can tell me. You know what I mean? Like, everybody knows that guy wants to be an Oscar winner so bad. I would believe he'd have took 2 loads on the chin for you. But, yeah. That would be That's a dream job right there.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe
And you would be so good at it, too.
I think so. Or I'd get punched in the face a lot, one or the other.
Hey, this is sacrifices.
We'll get us like a big ass security guy, like a,
Right.
touch. That's what this guy's for.
Yeah.
But that would be fantastic.
Yeah, Joe Rogan talks about all the security he has, and I just imagine these like massive fucking like hunks of muscle just standing at every fucking exit.
Not a neck in sight. Just fucking yacked, dude, ready to fuck you up.
Yeah,
Like,
because he even said he's like, "Yeah, security guard told me about this thing that showed up on my camera," and he just has like security, but it makes sense. Like he's one of the most popular podcasters in the world, so
I think he is number one, dude. Right
oh, he
now.
is number one. Yeah,
by far.
nobody's gonna touch him for the longest time.
Not unless he just says fuck it and stops doing it. Like,
Yeah, and I don't see that happening at all.
I mean, fuck, he's eating good off that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I haven't even heard him do UFC fights lately. Like, I think he's pretty much told Dana White to get fucked too. Like,
I don't know anything about that. So
I don't know if you heard it or not. I'm like number one influencer in podcasts.
Kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I've been doing this for about 20 years.
No, I think the whole COVID thing, but I think he still does the commentary.
No, I knew he did like the last. Usually they only pull him out for like the big shit now, like the super fights and shit like that.
Yeah,
they'll give it to the
pay-per-view
other,
shit.
they give it to the other little dude for the Friday night ESPN shit. Joe's not getting off the couch for that. But
I got shit to do.
yeah, I don't know if you heard it or not. I'm like number one podcaster in the world. I don't have time to do your stupid fucking Wednesday night fights. Like, you don't even get real Bruce Buffer. You get his fucking brother to do it.
Right.
I was going to say one more thing about Joe Rogan. Oh, yeah, dude. Why would he have security like that? I feel like Joe Rogan could probably still break a motherfucker down if he needed to.
Oh, definitely.
Like,
he can handle himself. But at the same time, he has so much money. It's like, why not? You know,
oh,
kind
yeah,
of
for
money.
sure. Like, yeah.
If I could afford to have security, I would. Not that I need it, but
right.
a big motherfucker standing outside my front door.
It does probably make you sleep better at night.
Yeah, definitely.
Just rolling with a lot offensive lineman wherever you go.
Right. I had one more thing I wanted to talk about just because I haven't seen this movie since I was a kid, so I almost like don't remember it. And I just put it on and I was like dying laughing. Fucking Groundhog's Day.
Oh, that's a good one. It gets so annoying after a while, though. Like, I don't know, like movies where they keep doing the same shit over and over. I don't know. I get tired of it after a while.
It really depends. I think Groundhog's Day, in my opinion, does it really well.
Bill Murray's funny as fuck in that movie, though.
He's funny, but what's his name?
His dad?
No, the golfer. That's in the movie.
Oh,
the comedian.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's so many people in that damn movie. We'll pull up the cast.
I had his name. I need to stop fucking getting drunk on the podcast.
We'll just stop doing the podcast, bro. Or we're not going to get drunk on the podcast.
Right.
There was 2 of these movies? They made one in 2021.
Did they really? Oh,
Harold Ramis plays the neurologist. Chris Elliott plays Larry.
no, I'm an idiot and I said the wrong movie.
Oh, you're talking about Caddyshack.
Caddyshack.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Why did I fucking write Groundhog
Fucking
Day?
Chevy Chase is a fucking amazing in that movie. It's like one of my favorite Chevy Chase characters.
Yes.
That's
That's one of his like best roles in my opinion. Like
Chevy?
one of my favorite.
Chevy Chase.
Yeah, Chevy Chase.
Because he's just playing a cool, smooth motherfucker, and that's what he did back in the day.
I feel so fucking dumb.
Rodney Dangerfield's fucking
Rodney
great.
Dangerfield is what I was trying to say. Like
I fucking love Rodney.
He is a fucking national treasure.
Dude, he really is, bro. Shout out. Oh, rest in peace, man. I love Rodney Dangerfield.
He was the best part of that movie, and he had me dying laughing just because he understands what's funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just great.
His one-liners are by far like he's the goat of one-liners in my opinion.
100%. Like he gave he like got a drink, I think. And he gives the guy a tip. He's like, get a new haircut, you know? And I was just like so like
But I said, take me somewhere I've never been. I said, go to the kitchen.
But I was just relishing in his comedy because he is like gold.
Whenever I'm having a really shitty day, I put on Rodney Dangerfield, man.
Yeah.
Like when he used to go on the Johnny Carson show and shit.
Right.
Like Johnny Carson would bring him out there, ask him one question, and then like that was the end of it. Like he would just like, I got this, Johnny. I'll fucking fill in the other 20.
Yeah.
And he killed, man, everywhere he went. Like,
I wish I was that fucking talented when it comes to like comedy.
dude, if you asked Joe Rogan about Rodney Dangerfield, he was like, Rodney was the fucking man all the way to the end. He's like, when Bathrobe Rodney came around, and I forgot the comedian he was talking to, but he's like, oh, I fucking loved Bathrobe Rodney, because I guess like when he was in his 70s, he kept going on tour just because he was like, fucking, I need money.
Yeah.
And he would be fucking ass naked wearing a bathrobe and would always have fucking 2 bitches with him. And he'd be fucking drunk. And, like, I guess Rodney Dangerfield has this, like, huge cock, bro. Because, like, he didn't give a fuck. He'd pull it out anywhere. And, like, Joe Rogan's like, that's the fucking Rodney Dangerfield I miss so much.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's the move when you got a big dick. Like,
I mean, why not,
all
right?
you do is wear a robe, and in inopportune times, you just take it out.
yeah, dude. Like, that's what comedy is.
Yeah.
But I like Rodney Dangerfield.
But yeah, like I was just watching Caddyshack because I like barely remembered the movie, and I'm just like, I've been watching a shit ton of movies, by the way. Like
dude,
just
Bill Murray and
nonstop.
that fucking gopher. That shit is
That's
too
what I was
funny.
saying. He was really funny in that movie, and that whole scene between him and Chevy Chase was like improvised.
Yeah. Oh, I believe it.
Yeah.
Well, they were on Saturday Night Live for like 10 years together.
I see. Yeah.
So they're like good friends.
But yeah, I was like getting life lessons from Chevy Chase. Like it was fucking crazy.
You know, it's so weird. Like, I watched a thing on Ghostbusters because Bill Murray and Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd.
They're working on the new one.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, well, Harold Ramis is dead, but I'm just saying those 3 guys were great friends, worked on a bunch of movies together. And when they made Ghostbusters, like, you got Winston, which, don't get me wrong, I think Ernie Hudson's a good actor, and he did a good Winston, but there's nothing, like, there was no, like, thing to go off of, like, to say, like, Winston had to be black. I don't know if they thought that they had to make it more diverse. Like, we can't just have 4 white guys fighting ghosts.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not saying I hate the fact that Winston's black, but the reason why Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis and Bill Murray were doing it is because they were all 3 friends, and Chevy Chase was always like that guy that was in movie. He was either be in a movie with Bill Murray, or he'd be in a movie with Dan Aykroyd, or he'd be in a movie with Harold Ramis. They never put him in like how Adam Sandler keeps all of his homeboys in his movies. Like, he's never been that guy that he got invited to the barbecue. Like, got to get on all 4
You know, there's a reason why.
because they all fucking hate Chevy Chase.
Not that they hate him. I just heard he was a dick.
Is that what it is? Because that makes sense. Because, like, if you were good friends with Bill Murray and he's like, yeah, man, we're about to do fucking Ghostbusters. Like, I just called Dan. He's getting a paycheck, you know? Like, you don't think Chevy was like, man, I could really use some of that Ghostbusters money. Like, that would be fucking great.
I don't think it would have worked.
You don't think so?
I don't think Chevy Chase would have worked in Ghostbusters.
Did you know that Rick Moranis' part was supposed to be John Candy?
I did know that, yeah.
That's crazy.
That
shit.
would have been great.
It's supposed to be like an East German dude.
Right.
But John Candy was like, yeah, this isn't going to be funny. Should go with Rick.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really his brand, but it would have been good even still.
John Candy, he could have sold anything.
All right.
But
yeah, I heard Chevy Chase is like a dick behind set. He's hard to work with. He's kind of like a know-it-all. So.
I heard he was bad on Community, but I always chalk that up to the fact that he's just fucking old as shit. And like
I heard
said,
he's always been that way.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that would make sense.
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about like people behind the scenes just like hate working with him because of that reason.
Well, I heard Richard Pryor fucking hated him.
No.
Like bad. Like he even said shit on national television about him. And he was like, oh, he's like, and Chevy Chase is like, oh, I love you, Richard. And he's like, well, I can't stand your ass or something like that. It's an old interview. You can look it up on YouTube. But
Yeah.
well, we just kind of get out of the. We haven't been talking about the movie or nothing, but I do like at the end where we do our little thing. We just kind of veer off and do our own little thing.
Yeah.
But
That's
We
kind
didn't
of.
do a second movie this week, so
I usually only just save those for movies we want to talk about that we've seen recently, like Godzilla, Mortal Kombat.
yeah, you really wanted to talk about Army of the Dead.
Yeah, like after I watched it, I'm like, I have a lot to say, so I really wanted to.
I just want to
to
let you know that my dad still loves the fuck out of that movie. We got together for Father's Day yesterday, and by the way, shout out to everybody, shout out to all the dads out there, and we were sitting there playing Uno, me and my wife, and my stepmom and all them, and he's like, Courtney, have you seen that Army of the Dead? That Zack Snyder one? It's pretty fucking good. This is probably top 3 zombie movies I've ever seen. Like, he's fucking loving it, and I'm just like, Dad, that movie wasn't that great. Like, so I'm just saying, with the tiger was cool though, right? I'm like, yeah, the tiger was cool. And he was like, the whole thing was on green screen. I was like, yeah, definitely can tell. The whole thing's on green screen. Look good, look real good. And I was just like, all right, Dad. I mean, if he likes it, cool.
Yeah,
but,
I'm not saying people shouldn't like it. It's just,
He's like, oh, you watch a fucking 4.5 hour comic book movie? That's no problem. But a fucking zombie movie, that's too much. It's too much. Because he watched it with me.
Yeah.
And I like it, like I said, like it pissed me off so bad at the beginning of it because of the way that the zombie got released. I was just like, that would never fucking happen. Like, never in a million years. A drone would have dropped out of the sky and blew up that fucking car with the married couple before it hit that fucking thing.
Right.
But either way. But I said that while we were watching it. He was like, you don't watch the fucking movie or you're going to be that guy. He's like, you don't watch the fucking movie or you're going to be that guy. And I was like, all right, we watched the movie. Right.
That's fucking hilarious.
What did you see? This fucking tiger. It's cool. I've seen the tiger in the preview. I'm just saying, you see it. Just watch what it does.
So he's already seen the movie and he's making you watch it.
Dude, he saw it like 3 times. That's what I'm saying. He's like in the number one. Like, if Zach, if you ever make a second one, please put my dad in it. He will not go wasted.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I love that he loves it so much.
The way he was talking about it, I was just like, yeah, like the best movie you've seen this year. Like, fuck, this ain't even making it into my top 5. Like, it's not even the best one he's done this year, dude.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
No, there's a lot of people that don't care for it. It's just, I mean, there are certain movies that I like that I understand are not good movies, but
Right.
I like them.
I was trying to think about that. We did the guilty pleasures, but like, I don't know if that still counts because like, I feel like even though they're guilty pleasures to us, they're still well made. Like, they're still good movies. Like,
To a certain extent, yeah.
they're universally loved movies is like how I felt. Like, I don't feel like either one of our lists had anything that was just like so off the thing that like nobody knew what it was.
Right.
It was mostly like rom-coms and kids movies and shit like that, like all mainstream stuff. I felt like,
Yeah.
but I don't know if we've ever done it. Like, we should do a list of just like movies that like people fucking hate but we love.
That's true, yeah.
Like The Pest would be a movie that we.
You know what's funny?
what I'm
You say
saying?
that because I was listening to the episode we just did. We were talking about John Leguizamo, and you're like, I don't know if you know this or we talked about this, but I fucking love John Leguizamo, and first thing that pops into my mind is The Pest because I fucking love The Pest, and
yeah.
I recognize how shit of a movie it is.
Like in the Mario Brothers, like it's not a good movie at all. Like I like it. Space Jam, not a good movie at all, but I love it because I was a kid and I love Michael Jordan.
Right.
Yeah, so like, yeah, we could do a huge episode on movies that suck but we love.
That's what the Death Box for.
The Death Box, yeah.
We haven't done the Death Box in so long.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Well, I kept giving you good ones.
This is
Like,
very true.
You wanted to hate them, but you're just like, fuck, God damn it, it's good.
I know you need to misstep a little bit.
Yeah.
But and then I keep buying so many movies that I want to talk about. Like I'm so excited we're going to be doing The Burbs next. Like so excited.
We might just have to do one, like we'll do the Death Box episode just to do it. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe. Yeah.
Because you haven't seen them either, so I mean, you'll be suffering just as much as I would.
I think there's a couple in there I have seen.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. I might take those out just so we can get.
So it's a full fucking experience.
I was thinking like taking all the movies out except the one that I want you to pick and just leaving it in there. And you're reaching in, you're like, Greg, there's only one movie in here. I'm like, what is it?
What? That's good. What is it?
Ice Pirates? What?
That's all you want me to see is Ice Pirates. You don't give a shit about the rest of that
I
box.
don't. I don't care about the rest of the box.
You just want Ice Pirates. I mean, if you want, bro, we can make a day. We'll just sit down and watch some Ice Pirates. And then I can cuss Peter out when I see him.
Right.
Yeah, I saw that dumb shit you were talking about, bro. Terrible.
From the makers of Krull.
In no fucking way, dude. They made that.
The writers, yeah.
Ooh. That explains a lot.
Right.
That explains a lot.
So, did you already say what you're giving me?
Yes.
You said spoilers. What is it?
Days of Thunder.
So we're doing Days of Thunder
We're
next.
definitely doing Days of Thunder, bro.
All right, more fucking Tom Cruise.
What do you mean more Tom Cruise? I've never given you a Tom Cruise movie. I don't think I have.
I know you haven't. I'm just not a huge Tom Cruise fan.
Yeah, me either, bro. So but this is a good one, bro. I'm telling you.
Days of Thunder.
This is like this is top 3 Tom Cruise movies for me.
Actually, one that I really like, Color of Money.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
That's
a sequel.
That's one I really like.
Yeah, that's a sequel.
Is it?
The Color of Money. It's to a one with Robert Redford.
Well, I know Martin Scorsese did that, Color of Money.
Right, but there's which one is it? The old dude. Is it Robert Redford or Paul Newman? It's Paul Newman, ain't it? In that one,
I think so.
Well, there's one before that that's about pool sharks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's the young guy in that one.
Oh, I see.
That's what I'm saying. So,
so he's like the mentor in the second one.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's showing him the hustle. Not a lot of people do. That's what I said.
Oh, that's super interesting. But you've seen Color Out of Money. Yeah, obviously you have.
It's been a while, but yeah, I've seen it. Like I said, early Tom Cruise's hits, man. Top Gun. I fuck with Top Gun.
I hate Top Gun.
What?
Yeah. I'm probably going
to... dude.
It's... Okay. Can you go home? Do you have Top Gun?
Of course I have Top Gun.
I want you to rewatch it. But think of it as everyone being gay.
Why would I do that, though? Like, they're not.
Because it would make a lot more sense.
Because of the volleyball scene is the only reason you're saying that, bro.
It is one of the gayest movies I've ever seen.
Bro, I want a fucking haircut. I wish I had hair so I could do my hair like fucking Val Kilmer in that movie, man. Could be my wingman anytime.
Yeah, fucking gay.
I mean, come on, man.
Rewatch it and think about them being gay, and it's one of the funniest movies you've ever seen.
It's hilarious because I already like see it in my head. Goose, and yeah, I get it.
And then when they start saying those one-liners, you're like, "Fuck, this makes so much sense."
Don't ruin Top Gun for me, bro.
Stop fucking clipping the mic.
What? Oh, sorry. Don't ruin Top Gun for me, bro.
I already did, because if you ever decide to watch it again, you're not going to be able to get that out of your mind.
You know the second one comes out.
Yeah, it's probably going to be gay to part 2.
Oh, I don't know about it,
I
man.
fucking hate Top Gun. I don't care who knows it. Top Gun. I don't like Top Gun.
Jerry Maguire's a good one.
Jerry Maguire's good, but it's not because of Tom Cruise. It's just because it's a good fucking movie.
I think Cuba Gooding Jr. brings his May game in that one, too.
He does.
And what's her name? Bridget Jones.
Yeah.
Her name in real life. She looks like Leanne Rimes to me.
Reese Withers? No, it's not Reese Witherspoon.
Nope. It's,
It looks like you sucked on a lemon.
What is her name? Renee Zellweger.
Yes.
That was going to bother the shit out of me.
Oh, have you seen her lately?
Yeah, she'll look great.
Too much plastic surgery.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's all everybody nowadays, though. I don't even recognize some of them Kardashians anymore.
I never knew who they were in the first place. I don't keep up with them.
No.
I do not keep up with the Kardashians.
Nah, man. I mean, my wife keeps up with all this shit.
But the problem is like when you have so much money and you're so insecure about yourself, like why not go fix the things you don't like about yourself? So I get it, I guess.
I don't, man. If you have that much money, just turn your TV off. Just turn your movie-sized screen TV off or on a channel that doesn't talk about you.
Yeah.
Like, if you go to Nickelodeon, they're not talking about the Kardashians. They're just playing cartoons. You know what I mean?
So that's the move. If you're rich, don't watch things about yourself. Just watch cartoons.
If you're not secure enough with yourself as a person or what you believe in, then yeah, just ignore it.
I love that advice.
Because, I mean, if you're making money, you're obviously doing something right. You know what I mean? Like,
I love that. If you don't love what you love about it,
if you don't love what other people say about you, just don't
watch
listen.
cartoons. Just watch cartoons.
Yeah, just don't listen to them. You know how I know I'm not a terrible person? Because there's nobody to tell me I'm a terrible person, bro.
That's very true.
You're like one of 5 people I come into contact with every week.
Yeah, and then our listeners listen to you.
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, they probably love or hate me.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Before we get out of here, I wanted to do the special announcement. I probably should do it before we hit record on the podcast, but whatever. Is the merchandise store.
can't wait, dude.
It's up. It's up and running. You can go buy a War with Cinema t-shirt or a sticker.
Y'all need to go out and get a War with Cinema t-shirt or sticker for your car.
It looks really good. I know you're wearing the black one.
I'm wearing one right now, and I have one in white and in black, and they both look fantastic.
Yeah.
They feel good. They're lightweight. Like, they're not heavy because, you know, we live in Florida, so it's real hot.
Right.
And I wore the shirt out, and I felt good in it all day. It kept me at the temperature I wanted to be.
Hell yeah. So, yeah, warwithcinema.shopify.com, or when this goes live, it'll probably be warwithcinema.com. So...
And that is so cool.
Yeah.
And big ups to you, my man, for getting that done.
Yeah, I've been working hard at getting us.
You have, dude. And I think the people are going to love it.
Yeah, I think so too. So yeah, if you want to support the podcast and you like what we do, go grab some merchandise.
Yeah, man. Y'all support is everything, and we love y'all for that. And go reward yourself and get you a War with Cinema shirt.
Right. But next time, Days of Thunder.
Later, y'all.
Later.